Greenhills community. This is Sarah. I work in the office at Greenhills. Hi, if I haven't met you before. Today I'm doing a quick video on how to repot your indoor plants. I have lots of indoor plants, so I'm forever repotting them. I'm going to give you an example of the potting mix that I use, and hopefully it's good for you too. So the first thing I do is I always buy a premium potting mix, and you can tell it's premium because it's always got the 5 ticks up here in the corner. So that's what I choose. It is a little bit more expensive, but I find it works much better. The other thing you're going to need is perlite. Perlite, that just gives it drainage. So one of the biggest issues that we have with indoor plants is that they don't drain properly. Now I'm doing this for these sort of plants, but if you're doing a succulent, you're actually better off adding a little bit of bark. If you've got it, like mulchy bark or even little stones, because they like to drain really quickly. They don't like water sitting around, but these sort of ones tolerate a bit more the soil and the perlite better. So that's just potting mix that I've got there. As you can see here, one of my plants is root bound. So what that means is when I've pulled it out of the pot, the roots are too big for the pot now. So I need to break them up and I need to give it a slightly bigger pot. Now this is the pot I've chosen. It's deeper and it's wider. The reason being, if I make it too big of a pot, it'll go into a bit of shock. So you're better off just going one size up for the time being. So I'll do that in a moment, but I'll show you how I make my soil. So it's potting mix here, the premium potting mix. Now what it is, I just grab a bucket, all right, and then that was about 5 handfuls, and then just one little bit of perlite. So you want it at about 20% of your mixture. So there's my mixture there, but you want it about 20-25%. Just step away because you don't want to be breathing on that yucky dust. Perlite is actually really good for cuttings too. So if I was to take a cutting of, say this, I don't have anything on hand that I would take a cutting from, but say I was to take a cutting of a monstera or something that one of my plants that droops, I can't think of the name, I would cut it off, make sure it's got a node, and if you stick it in wet perlite, it'll actually take really well. All right, so in my mix here, if I mix around the perlite and the soil, try and care not to breathe it in too much. What you can see there is a really nice handful of soil that's got a bit of the perlite in it, which will just drain it better. It gives it some air, because one of the things that really kills plants is rot. That's why they tell you not to water it too much, because if you water it too much, it will start to rot from the roots and it won't thrive. So the perlite just allows it to breathe. As I said, if it's a succulent, put a little bit of mulch in here or some small stones just to add a bit more drainage. So this is my root bound plant. So what I'm going to do is over the soil I've already made, I'm actually going to tease out some of these roots. Now it won't matter if a couple fall off. It's never happened before, never worried me before. See these ones here that are at the top? Try and tease those out a bit. You really want them going down, not circling the top. So I'm literally just trying to open that up a little bit. Make it a bit looser, give it a bit of room to breathe. Now this is just what I do. I'm not a horticulturalist, but I have been gardening for a very long time. And my nana was an expert gardener and I learned everything I know of her. We actually do have a horticulturalist at the house, Tim. He's generally there on a Thursday, so if you have any real pressing questions, Tim, the horticulturalist, comes on a Thursday morning, and if you hang around long enough, you might actually get to see him. Oh, look at that, that looks better. So as you can see now, the roots, they're a lot freer. So what I'm going to do is put a bit of this mixture with the perlite in the bottom of my new pot. See, look at that with the perlite through it. Oh, it'll drop a bit, of course, because it's got holes in the bottom for drainage. I'll put it in to where I think it might sit well. Yep, that's looking good. And then I'm just going to backfill it. So it's pretty much that simple. Actually, one of the other thing I'm going to do, I've only just started doing this and it's worked really well. I've got this all-purpose plant food, as you can see, and I'm just going to drop a tiny little bit in there, not too much or else you'll kill it, and mix it up. Now this is enough in here for another pot. I'll probably put up something else in a minute. I've got some pups here of plants that I'll probably put up. They're just little side shoots that have come off one of my plants that I'll make another one. So with this, I'll just continue filling it, and I hope that helps. Best of luck. If you've got any questions, let me know. And Tim's there on a Thursday. Cheers, Greenhills. Bye.